Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Dacia campaign. Last time we managed to push the Scythians out of our territory, but we still are very concerned about this big army of horse archers. We also managed to kill Lugatorix and most of his army. There's a little bit left here, but we will finish it off in the next few turns with Vetsina and my other generals over in Segestica. And we push south into Macedonian territory. We are just outside of Larissa, but we also just laid eyes on a huge Brutii army that is also preparing to take Macedonian territory, so we have to worry about them now. And actually, what I never bothered to check last part is the allegiances of the Brutii. Currently, it says that they're allied with the Macedonians and at war with the Greeks. So it's possible that the Brutii, despite hanging out outside of Larissa, are actually planning an attack on Thermon, or kind of more scarily than that, on us. Because with them being at war with Greece and with us being allied with Greece, they're kind of our natural enemies at this point. So the best case scenario we can hope for is that they break their alliance with the Macedonians and attack Larissa, but I think the most likely option is that they probably besiege Thermon, which would be interesting actually, because since we're allied with the Greeks, we could potentially watch that battle if we send over some troops to support our allies. We could watch this battle and there could be a lot of casualties on both sides. And that would definitely favor the Greeks because the Romans have really fantastic auto-resolve capabilities in their battles. They don't perform as well fighting against a bunch of hoplites. Definitely not taking a city. So I honestly think we'd be able to make a big difference if we just force this to be a manual battle. So I think that gives a goal to Scythian the Conqueror for now. Obviously, we want to attack the Macedonians. We might loop around this way and send a unit or two over to watch this battle if they do happen to besiege Thermon. And we'll also send a unit of light cavalry from Salona through the mountain pass up here, just to sneak around this way and hopefully have a better chance of making it to watch this battle in Thermon. We might also get some intel on the Brutii here at Apollonia, so we'll just have to see. One thing I want to do this turn before I end the turn and actually start this part is I want to get a couple of spies trained up in the north here, just because I don't really know anything about what's going on up here in this region. So I'm looking around at all my cities because I need to have a market trained in order to build a spy. I don't think I can build a spy in any of my cities because I don't have any markets, because I've been kind of just saying that they're not worth training. So in Campus Scythii, we're working on one. We'll be able to train some spies here, and we'll use that to watch the northern front. So that will be our next priority in Campus Scythii. And it is that time again where all of my cities are back up to green public order. So I'm going to up the tax rate in a couple of these cities just to make a little bit more money. Byzantium, I can actually do that with 70% public order and a Sacred Grove of Zalmoxis completing next turn. 70% will be just right to keep Byzantium from rioting. In Tylus, we will up it to just normal. That gets us a little bit of extra income. In Bilazor, we will up it to very high. In Campus Yazigis, we could increase it to probably high for an extra 150 income. But that knocks our population growth rate down, and since we're pretty close to the next level of city in Campus Yazigis, I'm actually going to delay that. But in Campus Scythii, I will up the population to very high for an extra, wow, look at that, about 300 income per turn. So that's a good chunk of change. And in Segestica, I will also increase the tax rate from low to, let's do just normal. That brings us an extra about 150 income per turn, and we'll have a minor city next turn, so this population growth debuff should go away once we have a little bit more room for people to live. The squalor will go down significantly. Yeah, the squalor is currently causing 3.5% decrease to population growth rate, so that's the reason we have that issue. But very soon that will be handled. We'll continue training more peasants to send south to Salona, and I think that's a great place to end this turn. There's nothing else we can do. No real activity from Macedonia. Looks like we were correct about Thermon being besieged. Hopefully we can get there in time to watch the battle. I don't think we have a route this way. I'm just going to take the shortest route. Oh, we do have a route this way. Perfect. So we will go on this route through the mountains. And hopefully we can watch this battle, but I don't know if we'll be able to. In order to increase our chances of that, I'm going to send the conquering army. What's the fastest way there? Would it be south through here? I doubt it, just because there could be armies all along this road. Probably through the north here. Let's attack Captain Artemios, and we'll push him out of the way and hopefully get to Thurman next turn. I don't know if next turn is reasonable, maybe in 2 turns, but I definitely want to watch this battle if possible. Now we have a plague in Thessalonica, so the famed Macedonian plague has come a little bit early, unfortunately. We're losing population here pretty rapidly. I'm gonna... Ooh, that's kind of a shame. I'm gonna keep training units here to defend Thessalonica, since I am sending my army pretty far away from the city itself. We want some nice heavy infantry here, so we'll build some chosen swordsmen. And honestly, the smaller my population, I think the less I will be impacted by the negative population growth rate. So I'm going to go ahead and train up 1 million peasants, because that just decreases the population by, I think it's about 2,000. And so that should decrease, well, it actually brought down the population growth decline from 5.5% to 4.5%. So that right there saves 60 population, but also decreasing the population by 2,000 saves 120 population per turn from dying in the plague. So I think that was a good choice. Honestly, we will build even more peasants, just save as much population as possible from the plague. We'll take a look at all of our announcements. In Porlisum, we have a Sacred Circle of Habilisis. So finally, we have the morale plus 2 troops that we can train in Porlisum, which is amazing because that's the center of our troop training. Let's go ahead and build a blacksmith here. We just want our troops to be as strong as possible from Porlisum. And let's take a look at the army we're sending north. I think we need archers more than anything right now. So in Porlisum, while we build that, let's train some more Chosen Archer Warband. In Campus Scythii, we have a trader, and we're going to go ahead and build a market here as well. We want the capability to train spies in 2 cities up here. Honestly, in all of our cities, I would like the capability, especially in Campus Scythii though, because this is where we have this huge tundra of darkness. So yeah, I think it's good to get a market in Campus Scythii. In Segestica, we finally have a minor city. So exciting. Right away, I'm going to go ahead and build a meeting hall, or do we want to build a practice range? Because basically we can decide whether we want Chosen Swordsman or Chosen Archer Warband. They'll both take around 6 or 7 turns. Let's go with, what do we have here? We have a lot of missile troops already. Let's go with Chosen Swordsman. We'll build a meeting hall here and get a Hall of Heroes after that. It'll be good to have some heavy infantry here to reinforce the Illyrian mercenaries. In Byzantium, we have our Sacred Grove of Zalmoxis, and it has finally grown to a minor city. So we'll go ahead and build our High King's Hall here, and we'll temporarily bring down the tax rate to low just as we grow the city. In Bylazor, we have communal farming, and we'll build a market here just because we don't want a tavern. We don't need a tavern. We're just going to build what's available. But yeah, very exciting that Byzantium is about to reach a minor city. We have a minor city up in Segestica. We're growing very well in all of our cities. And yes, we have our plague in Macedonia, unfortunately. Bad time to have taken Macedonia, probably, but we're just going to try and limit the spread as much as possible. Archimedes has invented the hand pump. That's good. Good for him. And in Tylus, we have our Barbarian Noble Cavalry. Oh, they look so good, so scary. Defense of 15, attack of 9. I love them. And I'm going to send them north just because having heavy cavalry to deal with Scythians is not a bad idea. Cavalry is kind of the name of the game with the Scythians, so we'll need them eventually. And it looks like, again, we've lost most advanced faction to the Egyptians, so we're just kind of tossing that back and forth between us, unfortunately. Let's take a look at our end of turn report. We profited 556 denarii that turn. Not bad. I doubt we'll profit anything this turn because we've spent so much money on construction and recruitment, but oh well. I know I'm kind of over-investing in some of these cities, buying some things that aren't necessarily necessary, but you only buy them once, and they do have a benefit. I mean, just a slight increase to trade of even 14 over enough turns will pay for itself. So maybe not the best decision, but I'm going to go for it in cities like Bylazora. Now, I could send Vetsina to hunt down Captain Burdick and his little army, But I think a better use of him would be lay a couple of watchtowers and then go south and try and buy some Cretan archers, because I think in Apollonia you can train Cretan archers. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll just send them down there, get some Cretans if we have them, and send them back to Salona just to defend in case we ever go to war with the Brutii. But first things first, I think this is a great location for a watchtower. Hopefully it has a lot of view of this whole region. Yes, that's fantastic. And after that, we'll march south with Vetsina. And honestly, I'm happy to let these troops just leave my territory. If they don't leave pretty immediately, then I'll use Palacus and Kotoso again, and we'll hunt them down. But they're still recovering from the last battle, so I'm going to let them heal up a little bit. Now, I believe the last thing to do this turn is we can attack Captain Hesbinus here. And we can actually combine these two armies on this square. So let's grab Captain Adanthrasos and try and take this square here. And then we'll combine Skyluris with him. And that's a nice, strong army. Let's see if Captain Hesbinus even wants to fight this. No, he doesn't. You should have run into Scythian territory. You would have been safer there. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and finish this army off. It is pretty weak. I'm not too worried about it. So we don't want it to be too snowy. This will be a somewhat difficult battle. It's always difficult when they have Scythian horse archers. But they don't have a general. They shouldn't be too strong. Most of their army is really weak peltasts, so I think we can easily handle this. We'll go ahead and build a front line of infantry with mostly chosen swordsmen. We'll group them up. And then right behind them, we'll put our archer warband and our chosen archer warband. And luckily, we'll have a little bit of a range advantage on the Scythian horse archers. So if they try to kind of just trade some shots, I should be able to weaken them with the chosen archer warband. So I'm actually going to swap the order here. I would rather have the chosen archer warband at the center because they'll have an easier time shooting the Scythians from anywhere. Versus if they're on the flank, then they'll only be able to shoot them on this side. Since the archers are all protected by heavy infantry, I'm going to disable skirmish mode. We'll just have them sit here on fire at will. And I'll get my barbarian cavalry together. We'll just use them. Hopefully, I mean, if we can just get a charge into the Scythians, that would make things much easier. But they're even useful for the peltasts, anything like that. With an army this flimsy, even light cavalry will do the job. And warhounds could be tactically useful. If we get charged, they would be a good distraction, but I don't want them to break in a battle like this. Just, I could foresee a future where the Scythians charge in, break the war dogs, and then cause some weird mass rout. So no reason to risk anything in a battle like this. We'll go ahead and start it. This should be an easy win, but yeah, don't want to risk anything. We'll go ahead and speed this up because, yeah, they're just going to move into range of my archers. Chosen Archer Warband already has a shot. I'm guessing the Scythians have a shot as well, but we'll get our first shots in. And yeah, I mean, the biggest threat here is that they sit here trading shots with us, but if they get weakened up too much, they won't even have the ability to do that. So not really sure what the plan is here. They're not quite in range with their own peltasts, and they are in range of my Archer Warband. So they're taking even more damage because of that. Yeah, this is not going to go well for them if they just sit here in range like this. Now, we are taking some shots in our light cavalry from their Scythians, but their Scythians are taking much, much more damage than they're dealing to me. So I'm actually happy to just sit here and take shots because now 3 of my units of archers are in range. And yeah, they're down to 70, 67. They're dying quickly. They haven't started firing at my chosen archer warband. Okay, we've taken a few shots there, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, Scythian horse archers are just so hard to chase down with cavalry that I'm happy to do it with my long-range missiles. They're down to 30. They're dying nice and quick. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of damage. We have taken some unfortunate casualties here. But we got their little commander, and we broke their unit of Scythians. So at this point, they're going to have morale issues. Let's charge into these peltasts on the flank with my cavalry, and we're just going to continue picking apart the other peltasts with my archers. So yeah, they're shaken already, broken, perfect. And since this is a rebel army, we don't have to hunt down all the troops, we just need to break them. So we just want to end the battle as quickly as possible. Break this unit. Break this unit. We're just going to I think this is like the last unit that hasn't broken. Just break them, and the battle will end. Oh, maybe they had something reform. Yep, they reformed over here. We'll just hunt them down. I'm not at all concerned about taking casualties to my barbarian cavalry. They are not worth much to me, but yeah. They're useful in this case. Let's go ahead and end the battle. We lost, let's see what we lost of the things I care about. So we lost 8 of our Chosen Archer Warband, and we lost 15 Chosen Swordsmen, 16 here. Yeah, not the best result, but yeah, worth it. Had to clear that army, so I'm okay with that result. And now we can return to this bridge, and next turn, I think I'm just going to go ahead and besiege Campus Scythii. Looks like they mostly have heavy infantry in here, and their axemen, while they're okay, they're nowhere near as useful as their horse archers, so I am happy to fight against straight up heavy infantry. I'm not at all worried about that. Should probably stop trying to merge together Chosen Archer Warband and Chosen Swordsman. But we have a nice strong army here. We should have no problem besieging Campus Scythii next turn. And while I'm a little concerned about Captain Eminos, yeah, we'll find a way to handle him. We just need to take the city, and they'll probably retreat with their horse archers. The good news is, now that we've killed Lugatorix, we can reassign the spy, Burbista. We could either send him to watch the Gauls, just to ensure that they don't ever invade me. But honestly, I don't think that's too necessary at the moment. I'm more worried about the Brutii, so let's send him south. We'll have him keep an eye on the Brutii, just make sure that they're not preparing an army to move north at any point. Yeah, I think that's a great place to end this turn. There's nothing else I can think of doing. Let's go ahead and end it. Interesting. The Macedonians want a ceasefire and they want us to pay them. I will try the reverse trick. How about you pay me like 5,000 a turn? 5,200, there we go, that was a typo, but we're going to stick with it for 7 turns for a ceasefire. They decline, because I don't think they even have that much money. And honestly, I don't really want a ceasefire with the Macedonians, I actually want to stay at war with them. Now, let's go ahead and march south with Scythian the Conqueror, and let's see what is going on down here. Okay, I think it's safe to bring in this unit of Barbarian Cavalry. Oh, yeah. I guess the one downside to joining this battle against the Brutii would be actually, I'm at war with the Brutii if I do that. Which is war with the Romans before I would have wanted to do that. So I might not be able to watch this battle. But honestly, if they're going to win this battle anyways, then I'd like to be at war with the Brutii now to stop them. And if they're going to lose the battle anyways, then I'm not too worried about them. So I think if I can get in position, I might still watch this battle if I have time. Let's see if they've built any siege equipment. Yeah, they already have 4 rams, so it might be too late. But you never know if we're pulled into the battle by some weird geometry. I think only if we're on one of these really close squares will we be pulled into the battle, but you never know. I'll keep Scythian the Conqueror nearby. I don't think I actually want him involved in this fighting. So I'm kind of tempted to besiege Larissa, because I don't want to risk actually losing this army. I mean, it would do well against Romans, but let's go ahead and just move it towards Larissa. Oh man, that's a scary army. But yeah, I'd like to continue fighting the Macedonians. If we can take Larissa, have this whole region before we fight the Brutii, I think that would be a better option than immediately attacking them and weakening them. We'll see. I want to go ahead and send Vitsina a little bit further south towards Apollonia. He's about 3 turns away from Apollonia. Doesn't have any good mercenaries until he gets there. But let's take a look at our announcements. End of turn report. We lost 1,600 denarii that turn. Not a big deal. We still have our plague in Thessalonica, but it has spread to Campus Yazigis, which is not good at all. This city was about to hit the next level of population, so that stinks. Man, what do I want to do here? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to queue a Warhounds, not actually intending to train a Warhounds, and do the same trick with decreasing the population by training a bunch of peasants. And then, does this help? No, we want to increase the population growth rate. So I'm going to bring down the tax rate all the way to 0. And then in Thessalonica, we need to re-queue up. Let me do this again. We'll queue up again, Chosen Archer Warband. and a bunch of peasants. Yeah, we just want that population as low as possible so we're not losing too much population here. And we are the strongest faction, surprisingly. I guess we've been training more troops lately with this, that this is what pushed it over the edge. Yeah, in Tylus we have more barbarian noble cavalry. Very exciting. Let's send it north. And actually we can reach Skyluris with some heavy cavalry, so we'll go ahead and do that. Let's besiege Campus Scythii here. We will build as many rams as possible, and then let's reunite the barbarian noble cavalry. So exciting. And we'll grab the noble cavalry from Tylus, send that north as well. We want to keep training some troops up in Porlisum. We'll train some more chosen swordsmen here. At some point I want some onagers, honestly. That would be really nice. But not quite yet. We'll build those a little later. We have a new family member, Medius. That's a nice name. Congratulations for being born. And in Thessalonica, we completed a trader. That actually helps with the population growth rate, so that kind of offsets the issues with this plague. We'll go ahead and build communal farming here because now we need that population to grow. So that will help with regrowing after the plague goes away in Thessalonica. And real quick, up at Segestica, the Gauls are still in my territory, and Palacus and Kotazo are looking a little bit stronger. So I'm just going to attack them one more time, just finish them off. We don't want any Gauls alive in Dacian territory. And honestly, we want as few units of Gauls as possible. It will be really hard to fight a big army of them, but little armies like this, you may as well fight them when they're out in the field. This is such a pretty battlefield. I love the mountainous regions. That's what I miss from the Spanish campaign. Very pretty battles. So we're just going to charge into the front of these warband. With 172, they should break pretty easily with 70, 80 heavy cavalry charging in. We use rally troops to protect my general, and this warband unit is wavering already. We may not break them immediately. We'll back out just because we don't want to lose these generals. Get them out of there. Come on, get out of there. Oh, this guy's such an idiot. All right, well, that's that battle. We lost a general. That's a shame, but oh well. We'll get out of here. I don't think there's any way we win this. Hopefully we lost the really bad general. Let's go ahead and withdraw from this battle, and we'll see which general we lost. Okay, we lost Palacus, who was the active liability, the guy who was easy to bribe and was horrible. So he's gone now. That's good. I'm happy about that. I'll probably leave these guys alone at this point until I get some actual troops here. I could probably attack with like an archer warband and be careful and do it, but yeah, we're going to leave them alone for now. No need to really get rid of every single unit. And we have a few more units of peasants, which we'll send south to Salona and disband. And that almost puts Salona at a large town. Maybe 2 or 3 more turns, and Salona will reach large town, which will be very welcome. And I do wonder what's going to happen at Campus Scythii. Let's take a look at Captain Eminos. He can't reach Campus Scythii before I take it. So my hope is that this battle is relatively easy. Yeah, it looks like they don't have any Scythian horse archers, maybe 1 unit, but this is a pretty flimsy army. I mean, axemen are good, they have 2 bars of experience, and they have their faction leader here, who I'm sure is excellent. Maybe not that excellent, but he's okay. But yeah, they just don't have enough troops here, and they didn't bring their horse archers, so they're going to lose their capital. And then hopefully this army of horse archers just kind of retreats, because that is so scary. Look at that. This is like the Huns. That's what I'm dealing with up in the north. But hopefully they just kind of go back to defend their other provinces and never come back again. Let's go ahead and end this turn. There's nothing else I want to do this turn. Oh yes, my spy is moving. And here we are. So we're attacked by the Brutii. This is a tricky one, because if we accept this battle, then oh, we have to accept this battle. We have to go to war with the Brutii now. Okay, because of the positioning of my troops, they can't withdraw. There's nowhere to withdraw to, so we are going to have to fight this battle. Kind of a waste of this unit. Hopefully we don't lose it entirely. But yeah, now we are at war with the Brutii, which is not great. We are also attacked by Doukalos with his massive army of... Ooh, they have proper Greek cavalry, a lot of cavalry, and a lot of phalanxes. But I know I can handle them. Let's take a look at the general. He's good. He's a really great manager, but not that good of commander. So I think I can probably handle him, even though I'm massively outnumbered here. I'll take the challenge. I'm not a coward. If I can beat them, then Larissa is wide open, so we'll just see what happens. So in this battle, we don't really have any elevation advantages. Actually looks like we have an elevation disadvantage over the enemy, which is unfortunate. Might be advantageous to kind of seize this position somewhat. There's some high ground over here, but it's right at the edge of the map. So I don't want to put my Scythians there. It's like the chest saying, knights on the rim are grim. Scythians on the edge are bad. I don't know. We'll think of a witty phrase for the Scythians. But yeah, no, they don't do well on the edge of the map because they can get pinned there. They can't use their skirmish ability well. And that's how you lose your Scythians. So I don't want that to happen. In this battle, I'm thinking the best course of action is probably to try and take this tiny mound of sort of high ground and just get some shots in with the Scythians. I have 4 generals here, so we should be able to fight off the light cavalry, hopefully. But they just have so much of it, and they have some Greek cavalry, so we might struggle with fighting them off with the generals. I'll reposition them slightly higher, and let's get the Scythians up on this little mound. And hopefully they can just start firing some shots at the phalanxes and the pikemen. Alright, we have a shot with the Scythians here. I want to keep an eye on the cavalry. Yeah, cavalry looks like it's trying to flank the Scythians. We're going to charge them with my general. Let's get the Scythians repositioned over here just to keep them safe. We did some damage to these light lancers, so that's not bad. But we want to be firing at other targets. Okay, we're going to tell them to stop firing because we've broken these light lancers. So yeah, don't waste your ammo there. Just get to safety. More light lancers are charging from this direction. We want to pin them with my generals. While they charge once at a time, they are at a huge disadvantage. So we can pin them here. That's a good thing. They're shaking, they're wavering, they'll break any second. And we'll kill most of them. Broken. Perfect. They're down to 50. We obviously don't want to charge into the prepared pikemen, but that was a good start. And it looks like they just have, I think, 2 more units of light cavalry and then their general's unit. Let's see if we can get some shots in on these phalanx pikemen with my Scythians. And I'm going to reposition my general's units to the other side of the army, just because that's where the remaining cavalry is. We get over here. Scythians are somehow not... Oh, I was going to say they're not in range yet, but I turned off fire at will. That's why they're not in range. I don't know if Cantabrian Circle is beneficial in this case. I think not, because there's no missiles coming back from the enemy. So we're just going to let them get some shots in, and they have skirmish mode on, so hopefully they will skirmish intelligently. I'm going to just tell them to leave right now. I do not want to risk losing any Scythians. And let's get my general's units to deal with this Greek cavalry if we can. Get everyone to discharge these Greek cavalry. This is my best warlord. Is this him up here? No, okay, he wasn't at the front, and they broke. So we can go ahead and get out of harm's way. Keep them safe. Haven't taken any bad casualties yet. And we've dealt with most of the enemy cavalry, so that's good. This unit has reformed. This is one of the early units of light lancers, I believe. I doubt we'll make contact with them, but we can kind of scare them off a little bit. Shaken. Okay, get out of there. We don't want to risk these generals. Get out of here. Oh, no. Come on. Don't be stupid. Get out of here. Come on. We need you, Skylies. You're our conqueror. That wasn't him, right? No, that wasn't. Alright, so we should be able to kill these light lancers here. I mean, there's only 25 of them. They're outnumbered like 10 to 1, and they're light cavalry. So they'll break. Then this unit should break pretty quickly. Yeah, they've broken, so let's try and wrap them up a little bit. Now let's pull back our generals. I do not want to lose them. We're just getting shots in with our Scythian mercenaries into this unit of phalanx spearmen. I say spearmen, I meant phalanx pikemen, but yeah. We just don't have that much ammunition in this battle, so I'm a little bit worried about dealing with all of these pikemen and these peltasts. Let's retreat a little bit. We don't want the peltasts to get a shot on my Scythians. And if they overexpose too much, yeah, I'll just take out those peltasts. No problem. They're going to try to skirmish, but they probably won't be fast enough. They'll break here. I don't need to wrap them all up, but get a couple kills on some peltasts, and then retreat with the generals. We can just attack these light lancers. That would mean the world to me. Let's get over here by the Greek cavalry and light lancers. And by not targeting them, I'm hoping they don't move out of the way. All right, let's target these Greek cavalry now. Charge into them. They're shaken. They're outnumbered pretty badly here. Wavering. Broken. Fantastic. But we're taking a lot of missile damage here from some peltasts. So let's get our generals out of here. Come on. We'll just hunt down these light lancers here. And I want to try my Scythians. Well, first off, get them out of here. We don't want them fighting hand-to-hand with the light lancers. We want them firing at the levy pikemen. No use using their arrows against cavalry, because cavalry is easy to handle. Their general is charging out. So if... No, we can't pin him. Get out of there. Come on, just keep firing. We want to use all of our ammunition. But yeah, if they're kind of overexposing their general here, they're definitely getting antsy. If they want to fight my 4 generals units with their 1, I will accept that, but I don't think it's a good idea for them. Now over here, the Scythians are kind of getting charged by the enemy general, so I'm going to try and reinforce them with my generals units and just keep them moving. We don't want to lose any Scythians. General would definitely be bad for my Scythians. Yeah, they're really... They want to use their general a lot, which is just such a strange strategy. I don't really get it. Let's come up here with the Scythians. Let them fire at will. Honestly, even if they fire at the general's unit, that's not bad, because general's unit will be somewhat difficult for my generals to weaken. We don't want to attack the peltasts, though. That's a waste of ammunition. So maybe get out of here. Turn off fire at will. Just get out of there. All right, let's get a little more creative with my generals units. If I can attack these peltasts, that is ideal. They're kind of overexposed. They don't have anything protecting them. Let's just charge through them. Okay, see if we can hit these peltasts. Oh yeah, attack these, that's fine. Yeah, don't charge into the prepared pikemen. Come on. Okay, that was a close one. Let's get back to the high ground. We don't want their general to be able to charge down the hill at us. And I'm having to play kind of awkwardly just because there's not really a good way to do this when you don't have that many Scythians. We just don't have that much ammunition. This unit of light pikemen's already wavering. It's back to steady. The problem is that they're all together. If I could break up these units, this would not be hard at all. But fortunately, not really an option. I'm going to keep fire at will disabled and just see if I can get some shots on one of these stronger units of pikemen. Okay. Get out of the range of those peltasts, my general's units. All right, we're getting shots on this bigger unit of pikemen. They're at 220 now. They're dying relatively quickly. I think these Scythians are shooting each other, so that's not ideal. There we go. That should be a little bit better. We'll just keep my generals moving. How much of the enemy have we killed? We've killed 38%. We've only lost 2% of our army, so we're definitely doing very well. Just... it's kind of hard to get an opening here. I don't really know what to do here. Okay, this is good. All right, I'm going to slow things down. And this is exactly what we wanted. So the unit of phalanx pikemen over here is overextending. They're just trying to walk into these Scythians. We're going to have them stop firing. And... oh, these peltasts are reloading. Don't fire at me. Don't you dare. I might be able to get them right here, actually. Because they're not moving fast enough. Okay, broken. Run a few of them down and then get out of there. Okay. Got some kills on some peltasts. That's good. A couple of them went flying. That's fun. And then this will be the target. So, let's line up our heavy cavalry over here. Need to be careful not to get hit by these phalanx pikemen, and if the general's bodyguard pins us here, then the pikemen will get us, so we don't want that to happen. But I think we can just kind of go over here. Let's get this unit of Scythians to safety. Yeah, okay, line up like here, and then just charge into the back of these phalanx pikemen. And they're shaken, they're surrounded. Hopefully, just break them here. Perfect, okay, they broke. We'll run them down. That's one unit dealt with. Ran all of them down. Fantastic. We're up to 48%. But we're almost out of ammunition with our Scythians, so we're not quite there yet. Let's get our Scythians over here. Honestly, a big problem in this battle is just the peltasts. They're just kind of pesky. They're doing little bits of damage to my Scythians, and I cannot afford to take any damage to my Scythians because I can't really buy any more right now. So that's not ideal. I'm going to go ahead and turn on fire at will. We'll just let these guys get some kills. Not really too picky about where those kills come from. And let's get our generals units up the hill again. I would rather they are charging downhill than uphill, so let's get them over here. They're trying to kind of pin me in a corner, but yeah, they've lost one of their units of pikemen. We'll go target this unit next. I think my generals are exhausted at this point. They're very tired. They're moving kind of slow. And yeah, we are going to finish off this unit of pikemen. That's not the worst thing. Even though it's a little bit wasteful of ammunition, it's okay to finish off a unit. And over here, these pikemen are going to take some shots. I think we can encircle them with my generals, probably break this unit as well. Luckily, the Scythians, even when they're out of ammunition, since they skirmish, they're pretty good at kind of occupying a unit of pikemen because they just stay out of the way. Okay. But they are trying to charge with their general. Okay, we need to break this. No. Oh my gosh, that was worrisome. Okay, worrisome. Wow, I've never said that before. That was scary, is what I meant. I almost charged directly into prepared pikemen, but they broke. But we are losing a unit of Scythians as we speak, so that's really bad. No, don't do that. They're not listening to orders. Come on, go chase down this unit. General's bodyguard. Yeah, we're losing a unit of Scythians here. That stinks. I'm going to have them actually, even though it's going to cause issues, I'm going to have them run directly at my general's bodyguard units because at least some of them might be saved that way. I'm just going to have all of my general's bodyguard units charge their general. Used rally troops to protect my faction heir. And we're just going to kill their general right here. We lost almost a whole unit of Scythians, which stinks. But it is what it is. Had to do it. Okay, we've killed their general. And they will have big morale issues now. So let's come up here. And now we can start to pick apart all of these phalanxes. See, this is what I was talking about. Scythians on the rim are grim. It's just like knights in chess. Yeah, that's what happens when they get pinned against a wall. So, let's get our generals up here. Come on. Speed this up a little bit. And I'll slow it down again because I don't want to accidentally charge into phalanxes or something. Actually, with how unruly they've been, I don't really want to risk charging with all of them together because they're more controllable if you just grab one at a time. So we're going to grab my strongest unit that isn't my faction heir because he's too valuable. We're going to have them attack these peltasts, and then I'll line up my other generals here. And I'm just going to kind of encircle the remaining pikemen here. So they get kind of confused. They don't know what to do. And hopefully we can break a few of them. All right, we broke these peltas, so that's good. This unit's wavering. They should break soon. We'll just run down this unit of peltas, and I'll send over a unit over here to run down these peltas. These two I'll get to safety. And this is perfect. We'll just run down these peltas, get over here. We'll catch them as they run this way. And we want to keep these generals moving. We don't want to have them just get walked into by phalanxes. But yeah, these peltas have almost all been run down. We've now killed 61% of the enemy army, so that's nice. 27 more, we'll grab them. And over here, we can start trying to suss out who might be a good next target. I'm thinking, let's get our Scythians over here. Now that they're no longer in danger of any peltas, we'll keep them on skirmish mode, and we'll just have them kind of distract the enemy pikemen. We'll go behind the enemy pikeman line with these two units, and on this flank with these two units. So hopefully someone gets confused, shows me their side, and I can just break them. Yeah, this is exactly what we want. They don't really know which way to face. They're facing this way, but they're wavering. This unit is broken. Perfect. So let's run down these levy pikemen with just some Scythians. Over here, we want to make sure we don't stand in front of some pikemen. So get out of the way. Run down this whole unit of 200 pikemen. That's fantastic. You can help out. We'll let all of our Scythians get some experience. Whoever's left. Over here, we'll continue just skirmishing out of the way. Over here, we can encircle this unit that is kind of exposing itself away from all the support of its allies. We will wrap this unit around them. They're shaken already. Okay, keep you moving. Don't get caught. Over here. All right, we're getting close. They're shaken. We just need like wavering. That's what we're waiting for. We're not quite near the border of the map yet, so we're still safe. We're here. You guys maybe just give them more space. I don't want to be thinking about you guys. All right. Get a little closer. And on this flank, let's bring our Scythians up. Maybe that'll be enough to bring them into wavering. Wavering, that's good. Okay, charge in. Alright, they're broken. Beautiful. We're just going to let the generals clean up these units because the Scythians might get confused otherwise. Let's get the Scythians over here. Over here, we still have a ton of room. Let's bring these generals up to deal with this unit. And over here, we will get our generals to safety. We've run down that whole unit. So maybe let's go here, because this unit looks very, very weak. It's militia hoplites, so they already have poor morale. They are shaken. They will break very easily, though. Wavering, let's just charge into them. They won't last. And then this unit of militia hoplites will break as well. Yep, so first unit's broken. We'll charge into the next unit and break them as well. Wavering, and they're turning their backs on us. They've broken as well. Easy peasy. This unit's broken. Yeah, this is the end. Send these guys to just clean up some people that are fleeing. They have one unit that's trying to run. I think they're actually leaving the battlefield, but won't work for them. You two can go deal with them. And I'll slow it down at the last moment. Just, yeah, okay, they broke. Run them down. That's all. Nice and easy. Run these guys down too. And that should be the end of the battle. I don't think anyone got away. That was a pretty hard battle. Heroic victory. Yeah, it feels like it. I mean, we killed 2,400 guys. We only lost about 100, but the ones that we lost were mostly Scythians. We didn't heal any of them. So yeah, we lost 64 4 Scythians. Probably worth it, but still painful. We're down to about 2 strong units of Scythians, so that's just going to have to hold us through for the rest of the Macedonian campaign, but I'm not sure it will, so yeah, that hurts a little bit. And of course, enemy army routes. Skyli's the Conqueror. Let's see if he got any new traits. He got Great Commander for +4 command. That's crazy. He's so good. I'm not sure anything changed because he was already so good. But let's see here. Not sure we'll be able to reinforce our allies in this upcoming battle. Although, it's possible we could. Let me think about how I could do this. I mean, maybe it's best to just take Larissa and let the Greeks fight this out. I'll try one more time with this little unit over here. And we'll just see if we can... No, we can't reach over here. Yeah, I don't think... Oh, but we can reach over here with this army. Okay, we're going to do it. If we fight this army, does everyone come out to fight? I think so. We might do that next part. That would be kind of fun. Like, I don't really intend to actually fight this army, but oh man, that's a lot of light cavalry. That's a little scary, but oh gosh, look how many rams they brought. Let's take a look at all of our announcements before we end this part. Lost 517 denarii that turn. That's not a big deal. And another 740 Dacians died in Campus Scythii in Thessalonica. We need to do the thing where we reset this. So let me do this. We don't actually want that many troops in these cities because they're just going to die of the plague. We do want the population as low as possible for the duration of the plague. In Thessalonica, we're going to do the same thing. Reset this. We will continue to build Chosen Archer Warband because they're amazing. But yes, all of our peasants we will queue up. And that brings down the population loss. Really stinks that this became such a small city. This was one of my best cities for training, and at this point it's not going to be able to train that much just because the population's so tiny now. Gaul has somehow become the strongest faction. That's really concerning. Let's take a look at the faction ranking scroll. Take a look at how Gaul is doing. Overall ranking, they're kind of near us. Population ranking, yeah, they've got a lot of population. Their financials are doing horribly, so that's good news. They have 8 territories. They already start with a lot, but still that's a lot. And their military, or their production ranking is okay. Their military is very... Wow, they have a strong military. That's crazy. I wonder if that just counts the number of their troops or what that is, because they have a lot of warband type units, so maybe that's what's going on. But either way, Gaul is definitely doing well in this campaign, so I need to take a close look at them, make sure I can handle them. Real quick, our construction report in Tylus. We completed our sacred circle of Hebalisis. And I think we're good to go ahead and build an archery range here. We want to be able to build Chosen Archer Warband in all of our cities. But it is nice that now we have +2 morale for anyone trained here. We'll build some more noble cavalry just to have that +2 morale noble cavalry. In Campus Scythii, we have a market. We're not going to build a tavern here yet because we do tend to have generals near on occasion. So we don't want to ruin any generals with any drunken traits from training a tavern. So we'll ignore that for now. And I haven't checked yet. Up at Skyluris. Oh yes, Skyluris is able to get more Scythians. So even though we lost a bunch of Scythians down by Larissa, we'll be able to send some back from up here in Scythia. So we'll train 3 units of Scythians. And I'm not going to use them against the Scythians, as smart as that would be. I'm just going to send them south. So we get some more noble cavalry, which will help out with Scythia. And we'll send Captain Dapix and his 3 Scythians south to help out against the Macedonians. Oh, it's going to be a lot of turns, yeah. But yeah, go that way. That's a relatively safe path. And with us getting sucked into a battle against the Brutii because of the Greeks, we are now at war with the Brutii, the Scipii, the Julii, SPQR. The Julii are at war with Gaul. Yeah, a lot is happening. This is not great news for me, I will say. I wouldn't call Salona our best defended city, and now we're at war with the Brutii. So that's very concerning. I definitely need to get Salona growing as fast as possible because we're now at war with our neighbor. Speaking of, I wonder if this is what I need to grow Salona. Yes, we disbanded 1 more peasant, and now we can upgrade Salona to a large town, so we'll start to get some of that better infrastructure, which is nice. But who knows, it may be too little too late for Salona. Not sure we'll be able to defend it against the Brutii if they decide to take it. Later this turn, we have a lot to look forward to with next week. We'll be taking Campus Scythii now that we have some rams with Skyluris. I think we have more than enough strength here to take Campus Scythii. We might get to witness a massive battle this turn between the Brutii and the Greeks at Thermon. And we have to decide what we do with Apollonia, with Salona, with the Brutii. Yeah, this is very worrisome. You never want to fight the Brutii at this point where, like, you know, it's past the early game where you could have spawn killed them and taken them out before they got any strength. Now they have their strength, they have their big armies with Hastati and Equites, and now we have to fight them. So yeah, that's pretty concerning. But once those Scythian mercenaries show up from the north, we'll have a much better chance against the Brutii. We just need to beeline it over there. But I think that's a great place to end this part. There's a whole lot of action going to happen at the rest of this turn, so I'll save that for next week. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a great day. Bye-bye.